Hello and welcome on my channel Wolf-Aqua, your channel about horticulture, aquaponics and aquaculture. And in this video I'm going to show you how I proceed with my aquaponics education path and what I researched on aquaponics during my bachelor thesis. And let's go! Next to my studies of agriculture, I worked as a fish reseller at one of the oldest fish stores, Fischmeier, in Bonn. I did that during the weekend to earn some money, but for me even more important to get an insight in the fish retail business. If I had to sum up my experience, I would say that actually most of the customers prefer a saltwater fish over a freshwater fish, and they much more like to buy a fillet compared to a whole fish. Also, we had sometimes African catfish as a fillet in our display system, and I recommended this to quite some customers. However, unfortunately, most of the customers come back after 1 week and tell me, it's not really my taste. And personally, I really like this fish, especially if it's smoked. After the school aquaponics system was finished, what I explained in the video before, I did yet another internship in the recirculation aquaculture system. This time at a farm that was specialized on the grow out of European catfish, so the Lerus glanis, and the name of the facility was Fischzucht. This RAS had a different water circulation from what you would usually find nowadays in a facility, because there all the water was just pumped by air. So all the biological filtration and all the sedimentation all happened by air. There was only one water pump, and that was in the wastewater treatment. And this principle proved itself now for several decades already. The farm was producing around about 40 tons of fish per year, and the fish were mainly sold alive. During that internship, I really got a good insight in the everyday workflow of a grow-out farm. Thanks to the family Schulte who had me there as an intern. You may ask yourself what happened with the parts from the aquaponics school system. Well, I detached the complete system, I stored the pumps and all the valuable things in the basement, and I put the containers in a different location. Later on, I used the grow beds and the sump tank for building a wood storage place, and I utilized the fish tank as a water container for my vegetable garden. And actually you can see this old former fish tank in my vegetable garden in another video about a garden for self-sufficiency. And after the school system was finished, I had a break of aquaponics, at least of my own aquaponics systems, for 5 years. But since this year I have fish again, and I have also an aquaponics system on the way now. So as a fish species I have now largemouth bass or black bass, and my system will be completely running decoupled. But more about my system in a different video. And if you don't want to miss that out, I would be very happy if you subscribe and like my channel and ring the bell. As I mentioned before, I used my bachelor thesis of agriculture to do research on aquaponics. I divided my research in 2 sections. In the first section, I went around through Germany and took water samples from different fish systems, mainly recirculation systems, so RAS systems, and water flow-through systems. They all grew different fish species. The fish were eel, sturgeon, European catfish and trout. The trout was from the flow-through system. I took water samples and analyzed them for the nutrient content in the lab of the university. In the second stage I grew tomatoes on fish water. There I had 4 solutions: tap water as a negative control, then a standardized hydroponics solution, then pure fish water and fish water added with nutrients. And here's a picture from the results of these plants. And for me it was very exciting to see how the different plants grew. To sum up the results of that experiment was fish water on its own does grow plants very well already. However, if you really want to push your plants to the max, I would say it's good to add some nutrients. But that really depends on the water you have, on the plants you want to grow, and I think only a real in-depth water analysis can tell what is needed. And end of August 2016, the time had come and I finished successfully my bachelor degree of agricultural science at the University of Bonn. At the same time, I already enrolled for the next master program, at the Wageningen University in the Netherlands of Aquaculture and Marine Resource Management. So I got my degree on the 26th of August 2016 and my master program started at the 1st of September. So I had like 4 days to move and to get everything arranged, but it was a nice, fluent transition. After I arrived in Wageningen, I really noticed that they take the word full-time student really seriously. So you're basically all day long at campus and work for the university, sometimes even until long in the night. And it was very advisable actually to prepare yourself for the next day, for example if you had a practical. I think that's the reason why this university belongs to one of the best worldwide, especially in life science or in agriculture. Even though the studies were really intense, I also very much enjoyed to discuss and to talk with like-minded people, because there are not so many nerdy fish and aquaponics people like me around. And also the teachers were really great. You got taught by people like Eb Eding, Mark Ferdigem or Johannes Kramer, which are very well-known figures in the aquaculture industry. Here I also could further improve and extend my knowledge about aquaculture and especially about recirculation systems. The master program at the University of Wageningen takes 2 years. In the first year you have 6 periods, and in the first half of the first year you have 2 periods of 8 weeks and 1 period of 4 weeks. During those periods you have practical tutorials and a lot of lectures and of course also exams. The second year is meant to write your master thesis and to do a research internship. At the end of the first year I got asked to present my experience of the Aquaculture and Marine Resource Master Program in a video interview. I put you the video in the description below the video box. Aside of the studies in the Netherlands, I got frequently asked for people for help in aquaponic projects, and some of them wanted to have an invoice for their bookkeeping. So then aside of my studies I founded Wolf-Aqua as a smallholder company, and there I mainly work as a freelancer for consultancy. I did my master degree in the area of aquaculture production systems. There they focus on improving recirculation aquaculture systems to make them more sustainable and more resource efficient. The title of my master thesis was Comparison of biodegradability of sludge from an aquaculture under anoxic and thermophilic anaerobic conditions. In other words, what we tried was to break up or to break down long-chain carbohydrates like celluloses or lignin to reduce the effluent from an aquaculture system on land. And that is especially important for saltwater systems because you cannot use or you can't use that easily the salty slurry like any other manure. By the way, thermophil here in this case meant that my anaerobic reactor was running on 50 degrees. Due to regulations, I'm unfortunately not able to talk more about my thesis project. However, I can talk much more about my internship that I did at the Urban Farmers in Den Haag. I think some of you do know the Urban Farmers. The Urban Farmers AG was a company from Swiss that were constructing aquaponic systems, and they built a vertical aquaponic farm on a former industrial building in the city of Den Haag on top of the roof. So we had on one floor the fish farm and on the other floor the greenhouse, and that was a very, very interesting internship. So I did my internship there in from April till August in 2018, and for the people that know the Urban Farmers, they know what happened during that time. But what happened there and what I learned and experienced there, I'm going to show you in the next video of Aquaponics, my story. And thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video and you could learn something from it, or you could take something for your own educational path. And I would be very happy if you subscribe my young channel and leave me a like, and of course also ring the bell. And then I hope to see you next time for the next episode. And bye bye!